Hello guys, welcome to another video. With the temperature today actually outside is just about freezing, but we had this rain slash slush that came down hard over the last couple of hours. So everything is coated in the layer of ice. You can see that's pure ice. Just checking a few temperatures right there. It's showing about 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, those got pretty cold overnight. As you can see, got 15 degrees. I've had the Roxor running for a few minutes with the heater on. So I have that little rubber seal right there, preventing the door from closing nicely like it did in the past. Finally got it to close. I'm inside, checking some more temperatures. As you can see, the heat coming from my little heater right there is quite substantial. 94 degrees. And remember, the Roxor has an all steel body, so that it absorbs and transmits heat very fast, as opposed to modern cars that are all padded on the inside. So even though the heater puts out a lot of heat, most of it, is dissipated once it hits the metal surfaces on the inside of the Roxor. Got my windshield clear. Just checking a few temperatures around the cab. Of course, the metal surfaces are cooler. That's at 40 degrees, 46, 50 degrees. Fahrenheit, of course. And you can see inside the heater you have up to 91 degrees. And it's been just idling. Once you get moving with the Roxor, it puts out substantially more heat. So grab a seat belt. Get it in place. Put the Roxor in gear and head out. So of course, as you can see on the Roxor, from the hood, the rear glass, the bed, everything is covered in ice, including the road. The county did a good job of plowing the snow away, but the ice remains. That's some ice melting from the roof. And you can see the tape I used to seal that part of the roof to stop the substantial draft I was getting. And I'm now on the road, heading out to town. Giving a turn signal there. I'm going left. And this is the old highway 2 that heads into town. On the right you have the church. As you can see, they've put some sand on the road. I believe most towns in North Dakota use sand. They use the plow trucks to remove big quantities of snow off the road. Then after that, they apply sand. Not too much salt is used here. Maybe there's a few jurisdictions that use salt. So most of our cars don't get rusted out like the cars coming from Minnesota and other cities and states. So as soon as I got away from town, the sanding wasn't so good, and that's where I almost lost my tail. I had it in two-wheel drive, so step on the gas or you get into too high a gear, the wheels try to spin out on you, and then they try to take the tail out on you also. As you can see, the steering wheel, it's a very stable ride. No movements, very predictable. You point it in a certain direction, step on the gas, and it shoots like an arrow. One thing I love about the Roxor. With this being a secondary road, speed limits are usually below 60 miles an hour. But here I'm going about, I would say maybe about 40 miles an hour to 50 miles an hour. Because the roads were just that icy. So very bad road conditions. Other thing you would note is since I got on the road, I haven't gone by any other car. So it gets really lonely out here riding or driving. That's why it's so important in winter to have your survival kit in your vehicle. Could be blanket, water, food, and it means to charge your cell phone. That way you can call for help in case you get stranded somewhere. Road conditions, of course, did not improve. And just for the heads up, if you feel like your tail is trying to escape on you and you're driving on ice, it just makes sense to stop, shift into four-wheel drive, and that way you will have a better response or feedback from the vehicle as you're driving on ice. You have power going to four wheels, and that tendency of the tail trying to, especially if it picks up too much power and the wheels rotate without traction, causing a skid, which could cause your vehicle to go sideways. you potentially avoid that if you have the Roxor in four-wheel drive. So as you can see, the ice would melt and then blur your vision. You definitely need a wiper in these conditions. I don't have one yet, but hopefully get one soon. Yeah, that rubber strip right there, it makes closing the door extremely difficult. I might end up having to take it out because there's a very good stripping on the door itself. That's almost kind of redundant. Got the full tank of gas already. But before that happened, of course, I had to fill the tank. So that's me leaving the gas station. Out in my neck of the woods, you mostly see four-wheel drive vehicles. And I had to stop, trying to put it in 4 high. You might initially have some difficulty shifting your transfer case, but the more you use it, the easier it becomes to shift. You find out quickly if you're in neutral, like I did, because the vehicle won't be moving. To get to 4 high, just shifted a little bit right there. I think I got it now. And bingo, we're back in business. So the diesel I have, it's been there for a while. Normally in winter they have the winter blend. So topping off my tank right now, I think I will get the good stuff. I believe I put in about $18 worth of diesel. I also used the opportunity to clean the windshield. Super icy. Clean. And back there you just have that big patch of ice. With a little clear spot towards the bottom in the center. It's just too much ice for me, so I guess I'll leave it right there. Good enough. Oops. Little drip. Got about $18 worth of gas, which is not too bad. Put the cap back on. And just a few shots while I was at the gas station. The frozen Roxor. Few bonus shots. And then my next stop is at the airport. Yeah, a few shots I got from the airport. Roxor comes in very handy. As you can see, we have a very strong wind coming from the east. That's all ice. Ice on the leading edge. Try to break it. Solid ice. Spin the prop slowly. By the way, that's not recommended to do. Very dangerous, especially if you have what is called a hot magneto. Engine could potentially start and take out your arm. So if you don't exactly know the plane you are dealing with, please don't ever spin the prop like I just did. Same thing with this, just checking it out. The tires are aired up. Tie down is good. Slow spin. This is a Cessna 210 with a Continental IO 470 engine, retractable wheels, tie down is good. Ice, ice, baby. Check the flaps. Well, everything looks good. It looks secure. And I'm sure they should be able to weather the storm that we have coming our way. See, very powerful wind right now. A few shots I got the Roxor at the airport. A few more shots. That looks like a repeat. Wonder how that happened. Well, here we're back in the cab. And as you can see, after driving for a little while, the temperature of the in the heater goes up to 150 plus degrees. And if you have the fan on high speed, it will be blowing out all of that heat as fast as it can. Checking a few hoses. Yeah, that for sure makes it get really toasty inside the cab and quick. Couple more shots at the gas station. And right here, it's basically in Stanley, getting into town from the north. That's the bridge. Amtrak goes over that bridge, and it's just about 200 feet from the Amtrak station. You can see the parking lot there on the left. That's the Amtrak parking station in Stanley, North Dakota. This is downtown Stanley. End of November 2019. On the right, you have the theater. On the left, you have Ace Hardware, the place with the helpful hardware folks. Just downtown Stanley. Houses, businesses, both sides of the road. Here you actually see some traffic, as opposed to when I was on the highway 2 coming into town. On the left you have the park. It's also got a swimming pool. The right turn. And I don't have my fender flares installed yet, so you can see the wheels, the tires are throwing up some dirt onto the glass. That's what I'm trying to show right here, and on the windshield too. Your left and right here. On the left you have a dog park where you can bring your dogs, let them run around, let them loose. And on the left you also have a cemetery. So we're heading south to the gas station, the airport. Right there you have the car wash and also truck wash. Self-serve. It's not automatic. And that's housing for Target Logistics. And I got the green light. Gonna cross Highway 2. Boom, done. Airport is further down that road. And here I just turned into the gas station and shopping center. Pulling up to the diesel pump. Remember, for the Roxor, your gas tank inlet is on the right. After everything was said and done, here I am going back home. As you can notice, it's much darker. But the conditions still are the same. Lots of ice on the road. Taking it slowly, heading back home. And here we have just a random picture of the Roxor at home. So I stopped to do a photo shoot, and these guys
This is just
backed
ice.
up trying to see if I was
The
in trouble,
Roxor.
if they could help.
Ice.
I told them no, I just stopped to check the road conditions. As you can see, I'm sliding there on the road. It's all a solid sheet of ice, as you can see. Just ice, 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 ice. Okay, I'll jump back into the cab. So here I'm heading back into town. You have the church on the left. Rolling slowly, 25 miles an hour into town. Go past the cemetery on the left. And pulling into the driveway. Have to back up a little bit. You know, the Roxor doesn't like taking very sharp turns. And back to the parking spot where we all began today. Tank is still full.
Very pleased with the ride tonight. It's already supposed to be dark, but with so much snow on the ground, it's still clear. It's the Roxor. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope to catch you on the next video. Peace.